Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Now just the other day, someone in my reading circle asked me about my favorite science fiction books. And in my last video, someone left a comment that they wanted to get into reading this genre. So I thought this was perhaps the perfect opportunity for me to make a beginner's guide to science fiction. In this video, I'm going to list out 5 science fiction books that will set your imagination soaring and will be the perfect gateway drug for you to get acquainted with this genre. Science fiction as an established genre dates back to the early 19th century when Mary Shelley wrote her debut novel, Frankenstein, or the Modern Prometheus. It tells a story about an eccentric scientist who creates a sentient creature in his laboratory, a cautionary tale about the misuse of technology and the monsters it can create. Frankenstein was way ahead of its time and holds up to this age as well. Now, Frankenstein is not going to be a part of this video because for beginners, the prose and the writing style can be a bit dense. But if you still want to check it out, I would highly recommend it. It was truly the book that started it all. And so, without further ado, here are 5 books that you should pick up if you want to get started in science fiction. Number 1, Foundation by Isaac Asimov. Foundation's impact on science fiction cannot be overstated. It's a smart book with great sweeping ideas about humanity and our place in the universe. Consider this. A scientist develops a new branch of science called psychohistory that, through probability, predicts the future of the human race. Now put this fellow in a simmering pot of tension that is a gargantuan galactic empire. Imagine the Roman Empire and multiply it times a million. Yes, that's your galactic empire. Now, what if this scientist accurately predicted the fall of this empire? Yes, that's the scope we are talking about. There are multiple books in the Foundation saga, but the first Foundation book, titled simply Foundation, is where you should begin. Number 2, The Martian Chronicles by Ray Bradbury. Science fiction writers have written about Mars since the genre began, but perhaps none have been as poetic about it as Ray Bradbury. The Martian Chronicles was an utter revelation to me. It's a short book and it's basically a collection of loosely linked stories about humans who have immigrated to Mars, have colonized it, and intermingled with some of the alien societies on it. Number 3, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. Now, I'm not gonna talk much about this book except to say just read it. It's laugh out loud funny, it has an infinite reread potential, and it might just become your favorite read of all time. This is a book that, despite not taking itself seriously at all, has serious things to say about humanity and how we choose to live our lives. Douglas Adams, who passed away far too soon, would definitely have something to say about the state of the world as it is right now. Since spots 1 to 3 have been taken by books written decades ago, I'm including 2 books from this century which should be in your TBR if you're just getting into science fiction. Number 4, The Murderbot Diaries by Martha Wells. Perhaps the most widely celebrated science fiction book series in recent memory and winner of multiple awards, The Murderbot Diaries is a must read. The first book in the series, All Systems Red, is at only about 100 pages and follows the misadventures of a cyborg on an alien planet who has a penchant for watching soap operas. The book is a breeze to read, intermittently funny while also being action packed. In the end, you would realize you have been rooting for a robot all along. Now that's the power of storytelling. Number 5, Old Man's War by John Scalzi. An outrageously fun book, Old Man's War is seriously fast paced and filled to the brim with action. Its subgenre is military science fiction, as the name suggests, and it follows a grieving and retired man named John Perry as he enlists into an intergalactic war as a soldier, where he meets other enlisted retirees. These retirees get cloned into a super soldier version of themselves while retaining their wisdom and their memories, and then they get to fight, drumroll, aliens. So these were the 5 must read science fiction books if you are just getting into the genre. As goes without saying, if you are enjoying these videos, please like, share, and subscribe to this channel.